Figma just announced shaders in Config 2026. We're going to look at what they are, how they work, and how we can build custom ones. Let's jump in. Shaders aren't really new. It's kind of the technology behind all of the effects and gradients that we see in Figma. What is new is the fact that it's now exposed to us, that we can create custom ones, and we've got some really cool complex ones for us to use. Now I'm on the canvas in Figma and I just pulled this image from Figma Community's files. And if I want to add in a new shader, all I need to do is go into the tools panel, which is on the left. And then in this section over here, I can just decide if I just want to see shader fills and shader effects. We'll start with shader fills. Now what they are is essentially, it's just another fill on top of whatever you're selecting, but you've got all of these cool controls for it. I'm going to select this yellow box over here and I'm going to add in this shader. I will not attempt to pronounce it because I've got no idea, but I'll click apply. It is a bit slow because it does need to render it. It's kind of a lot going on. For this one, I can see that I've got all of these controls here on the right. It's in the fill section and I've got these controls. So let's say line count. I can control how many of the lines there are, what the scale is, what's the RGB split, very cool. What's the line offset as well, and then the wrap origin. And you can see it's an X and Y, and you'll notice that there is this little handle in here so I can move it around as well. Amazing. Now, because these usually sit on top of something else like a color or an image, using the blend modes is going to be crucial in here. So now I can't really see the yellow anymore, but if I use something like soft light or screen, that really makes that yellow color underneath it pop. I'm actually going to use overlay because I love it. Let's try another one. So I'll select this image now, and then which one should I use? Let's use something like water caustic. Now with these, each one of them is going to come with a completely different set of properties. You can see here that in this one, I can control the colors as well. So let's use like this yellow color and maybe an orangey color. So it's the same ones from before. I can control the intensity of this, the scale of it as well, and then the phase, which I assume is, oh no, sorry, this is still the origin. Lovely. Again, can't see the lady anymore, but if I change this to something like soft light, it adds in a bit of like a sepia-ish effect. It's like an advanced fill. Let's do one more. So this background is just the fill of the page. Let's do something like this glowing wave. Okay, I'm gonna go into my layers panel. I'm actually gonna hide this lady and hide that just so we can see the full thing. So I've got this glowing wave, very cool. And let's see, what does this do? Ooh, amazing. So now I can control the angle as well. Amazing. I can control the phase, the scale of it, again with the color, the amplitude. Super, super cool. So those were shade fills. Now let's look at a couple shade effects. So again, I got this from the Figma community. It's some sort of poster. I'm going to select this top section over here, go into tools, and then in my filter, I'll just look for shader effects and not created by me, all sources. So you see, I've got loads of them here and they're just going to keep coming, I'm sure. Let's add one that I think is probably the coolest one, which is hatching, and I'll apply it. And look how cool, this is so good. Now in this one, I do have like a few options. So I can do it in circles, waves, or a zigzag. Let's do waves, I think. I already see that I have this handle here to control the angle and also the radius of it. Probably go like in that direction. And you can see that I can control the colors as well. I kind of like the colors, even though it is matching the text, but it's fine. And I can change like the amplitude of it. I can change the softness. Incredible. One thing to remember is all of these elements can be keyframed now with Figma Motion. If you haven't played around with Figma Motion yet, I would really recommend checking out my full tutorial on it. But for example, just to show you really quickly, if I go in here and then go into these properties, and let's say just for the frequency and the amplitude, and then I'll go into 1 second and I'll move these around. Then when I play it, incredible. Let's look at another effect. Now we can also apply these effects to something like text. So I'll select this text and then let's go into pattern refraction and I will apply it. I did have to change the font because I didn't have the font that they were using, but I can change the strength of it, the smoothness, the frost. So you can add this onto any sort of element on our canvas. We've got loads of shader fills and shader effects that come kind of out of the box, and I'm sure that Figma will just keep adding them, but we can also create our own. So for example, let's say I've got this sort of type of fill effect, whatever, over here, and I want to have this as a shader fill so I can apply this onto different elements. What I can do is I can click on it, go into tools, and then create a new shader fill. And it will start me off with like a starting prompt that says create a custom shader fill. And I'll say create a custom shader fill to use this sort of vortex effect so that I can apply it onto other images. Now what the Figma agent is going to do is it's going to think through this, and then it's going to ask me some questions. So you can see that it's asking me what parameters would you like to control on this vortex fill, which is really good. It's basically saying what are the little elements that will be on the side. So I'm going to do something else, and I'm going to say all of them because I'm greedy. So it thought for a while and it deployed it for me. So now I'm just going to, if I click add, it will just kind of add it onto whatever I'm selecting, but I can click go to tools, and then I have it there. So I will now select my image, click on it, apply, just like I did before. And voila, look, it's pretty similar to the image that we gave it. And I can control all these different things. So I can control the color, just like it asked me if I want. I can control the swirl intensity and the scale. What's the difference? Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. And then obviously I'll want to apply some sort of blend mode onto it so that I can still see the lovely person behind. You can also do the same to create your own shader effects. I feel like with this one, the possibilities are endless. And as we know with the agents, you can prompt it in your first prompt to ask it to ask you loads of questions. If you want this to be a super complex shader with lots of different things to it, then you can ask that while you're doing your prompt. Say like, I want this to be super comprehensive with lots of different options, like the one where you could do a wave or a circle or a zigzag. That's that, super quick. Just wanted to do a bit of an overview of what shaders are and how we can use them. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what other videos you want to see and what you were most excited about from Config 2026. See you at the next one.